There is a need for a review of our government systems and amendments to certain provisions of the Constitution. That's the view of Saya Avosa, a former executive officer of the Constitutional Planning Committee. Mr. Avosa shares some of his experiences and the work of the committee.
Hello, Mr. Avosa. I've been looking for a long while.
Okay. How are you? How are you? Thank you. Okay. Mr. Avosa, thank you very much for talking to us. You obviously are somebody with a rich historical reference for Papua New Guinea. You worked as the executive officer of the Constitutional Planning Committee, now called the CPC. Give me a little bit about what you did at that time.
Well, thank you, John. I came to CPC as executive officer through the committee that was trying to organize constitution for Papua New Guinea.
And as executive officer, what was your job?
I was involved with the making administrative arrangement for the committee. You know what it is, running the office for the committee, that things were in order for members of the committee to come and sit down and look at the work that was given to them.
Okay.
This involved office work, arranging tours to the provinces, districts for consultation.
Yes. And those who were organizing it, you were, of course, executive officer. How many other people, what sort of people were there? There were Australians, Papua New Guineans, male, female, who were they?
There were two Papua New Guineans in the staff, myself and Bennett Narokobi.
Okay.
There were 3 permanent consultants. They were based in Port Moresby, but they were Australians.
Okay. All right. And the CPC members, who were they? Call some names.
Well, Chief Sir Michael Samari was the chairman, and deputy chairman was John Momis. The others included John Caputin, Sete Abal, Sir Matia Biui, Mackenzie Daugi from northern part of this province, John Cowper from Eastern Highlands, Anton Parao from Western Highlands.
Oh yes, you're right. Western Highlands, covered Western Highlands at that time.
Paul Langro from East Sepik.
Quite important names here. Some are alive, some are deceased.
I think most of them are now deceased.
Yeah, okay. And tell us about those CPC tours and the meetings. What was their work? What did their work entail? What did they do?
Well, the CPC at the time was concerned with coming up with a constitution that is being made in Papua New Guinea by Papua New Guineans, and it had to consult as many people as it could throughout Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
So
was there a lot of response from the people? Were people glued as to what was happening at that time?
I think people became very vocal. They we held public meetings. They expressed themselves very well, and they also sent written submissions. I think there were many submissions that were made to CPC.
Okay. So the interest was quite high at that time.
It was very high interest.
Okay.
Many Papua New Guineans wanted to express their views.
Okay. And Papua New Guinea as individuals, so there were some groups, pressure groups at that time. Did you have to encounter those?
At the time of CPC, there were few vocal groups like Matangan Association in East New Britain. North Solomon people were coming vocal, and there was Papua Besena.
Do you think these vocal groups, do you think they pushed a hand into influencing some of the decisions on our laws?
I'm not sure. I think as far as decentralization is now concerned with provincial governments,
Yes.
I think these people's ideas have been incorporated very well in the type of constitution we have, the government we have now.
Okay, okay.
Because these groups like Mataungan and North Solomons, they were asking for provincial government.
And we've
That
got provincial governments
Yes.
now. Yes, yes. Very important points they made at that time. And after 40 years, do you think there are provisions now that need changing?
After 40 years, I think there's a need to overhaul the system of provincial government. The problem is the services that's supposed to go through the rural areas, you don't see these services there. So there must be wrong with the organization of the system. Maybe we ought to change the structure of this government and maybe bring new amendments to the law.
Yes, yes. Okay, do you think it's laws or people not enforcing laws that are there to ensure that services do get to the rural areas?
I think both. I think people need to learn the laws that carry out these laws properly, and they must carry out this what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes, yes. Okay, you worked under Australians, the colonial administrators at that time. How was discipline at that time? What hours of work did you work as compared to what you see today?
I think discipline during the colonial administration was very, very strict. People would come to work on time and do honest day's job, and the end of the day they would go.